Okay, it is part 3, the final day of us doing this patch overview. I got chat with me right here, and we already got the next 2 characters in line to review. I believe we have 5 characters left to review in this patch, doing this deep dive, and yeah, just seeing what this patch is about. And so far, things have been good, but there's been questionable changes that have a lot of weight. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and switch over and get into these last 5 characters. I noticed that in the part 1 and part 2, when I would read the patches, my voice wasn't picking up all too well just because I was facing this way and away from my mic. So, saving the best for last, I am noting to make sure that I am speaking into my mic. That way you guys can properly hear, even if I gotta move it like this and read the patches like this, you feel me? So, we're locked in. We got a lot of progress done. And let's go ahead and hop over. Let's go ahead and switch scenes and get into this patch. For Ulquiorra, common. Yeah, let me go ahead and move this and pull this up. All right, there we go. All right, so for stats, decrease the fighting spirit required for awakening and Keycon channel. I do not agree with this change at all, because what this means is that he is able to get his awakening faster, which I do not believe he needed at all. Spiritual pressure move 1, delayed the startup of the technique. So it comes out slower. Delayed the startup of the technique. Normal state, dash quick attack, decrease the duration. Now, decreasing the duration, I would believe, means that it doesn't last as long. Although it still covers a lot of range, it doesn't last as long. Awaken, dash quick attack, decrease the duration, meaning that, again, it doesn't last as long, I believe. So I believe these are nerfs. Signature move, various, decrease the amount of his own spirit particle decrease. And the adjustment intent, they'll talk about that, but what that means is that whenever he uses Sero, he won't take up as much health. Therefore, he can use Sero a lot more. Reawaken, dash quick attack, increase the duration. So what they did is that they nerfed the normal state and nerfed the awakened state. That way the reawakened state, sorry about that, got something in my eye, but that way the reawakened state has more presence, right? When you go into reawakening, you feel that power to where now the dash quick attack is going to go even further, last even longer, and is also plus on block. To which case that has not changed from the pre-patch. So if Ulquiorra gets into that reawakened state, then you are in for some trouble, because that state is too much, and it's crazy because, as again you guys see in the comment, decrease the fighting spirit required for awakening and Keycon channel. Once again, meaning that you can get to that awakening and reawakened state a lot quicker than pre-patch, unfortunately. So now also in reawaken, signature move, various, decrease the amount of his own spirit particle decrease, which we already read and explained. Follow-up Ho-Ho adjusted so that rebirth actions cannot be used until the end of the action, as we covered in part 1 and part 2. This means that you are no longer able to do yellow after this, and the opponent is not able to blue out of it, I don't believe. So those are all the changes for Ulquiorra. Let's go ahead and go into the adjustment intent, and then we'll switch over and start playing Ulquiorra to really see these changes, because he didn't get changed all too much, so we can easily cover this. Adjustment intent. Ulquiorra Shafar is easy to fight regardless of distance. Mainly using power... Wait. Okay, well, I'm assuming that they mean this in the sense of easy to play as. Mainly using powerful long-range attacks that cause Reishi. However, the self-inflicted damage from signature move Sero and spiritual pressure move 1... Wait. Oh! Okay. So when they said spiritual pressure move 1, I was thinking spiritual pressure move 2. Because his 2... I know you guys can't really see it. Okay, yeah, his 2 is his heal. So they delayed the startup of the Kamehameha, pretty much, of the huge Sero Blast. That's what that is. Okay, and Spiritual Pressure move 1, Sero Oscuras was large, making it difficult to create a difference in health, even when dealing damage to the opponent. This adjustment decreases the self-inflicted damage after awakening, making it easier to use aggressively, which doesn't make any sense because once again, Ulquiorra did not need this, and it was not hard to get the health lead given that you do have your reverse gauge, and this comes into play to where you have to have good meter management, right? So if you have good meter management and you're not just spamming Zero, well, you get to use your EX2 and you also get to use your reverse gauge to regain health, and using those back to back, you're going to gain a lot of health back. So I don't know why they felt as though it was hard to get the life lead with Ulquiorra, but they did. So now we are going to look at his dash light, I believe they had said. So let's look at this. Yeah, so it still covers a lot of range, and it's a disjointed hitbox. As you guys see, the sword isn't touching him, rather than the thrust of wind that's coming out. Very similar to Nell when she does her heavy. Like, we are nowhere near him. He's back up right here, and we'll probably still hit him. Oh, about right here maybe? Yeah. And then off of this, I'm sure that he can confirm it to heavy. Yep. So, although they delayed, right? although they delayed the duration, Ulquiorra mains really aren't going to feel this. So, if anything, this may be an adjustment rather than a nerf. And I believe that comes down to preference, because if delaying the duration, I don't think that delaying the duration means it comes out faster, but that's what my mind is telling me, right? Yeah, actually, if they delayed the duration, that means that you're getting to the end result faster, which is, you know, that final thrust, meaning that you're not traveling as far, but you primarily want that attack right there. So you can take it as you will. Let me see. Let's see what chat has to say. All right, the Devonton is hilarious, downplaying him from the first instance. Exactly. I thought they wanted him to be a glass cannon, but now he's just a railgun, literally. I mean, it's definitely a nerf, but it doesn't matter at all. Right. So you're really not going to be feeling these changes with Ulquiorra besides the positive ones. So then the same thing happened with the Awakened, decreased the duration, and then we can look at the Reawakened real quick. Okay, cool. So specifically in Awakened and Reawakened, it decreases the amount of health he loses from using Zero, but his normal state is the same as pre-patch. Okay, so let's look at Reawakened real quick. Okay, so they increased the duration. It's so far, dude. Yeah, it's so fast. And you can do it off sidestep. And the other thing too is that it's pretty hard to sidestep this, if you can even sidestep it, which I don't think you can. Yeah. Because I've tried sidestepping this online. I've tried sidestepping it online and I get clipped by it. And I'm not going to be able to... actually, let me just do this. Yeah, let me just keep sidestepping. Let's see. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, that makes no sense at all, the way that I just clipped him. Yeah, you can sidestep it, But as we see, it's not all that reliable in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That right there didn't make any sense. I know y'all saw that. I know y'all saw that. That made no sense at all. This patch isn't going to change how he plays. His win condition just got easier. Literally. Not changing any of his frame data was certainly a choice because he gets a free life strain after this, which is basically infinite. Yeah. For how powerful revives are and like reawakenings, at least for Ulquiorra, Aizen, and Bankai, or at least Bankai pre-patch, is that I feel like specific features should definitely be locked to offline play and have it be a setting where like anime settings on or off. But online, I'm like, dude, this is too much. This is dumb. I don't think it should be a thing. 100%. Common. Signature move can now be canceled from quick attack and flash attack. If attacked while a block stock is acquired, the block stock will be lost. Spiritual Pressure move 2 increases slow effect duration that only affects the opponent. Okay, that's a buff. That is good. And because I don't know anything about Nnoitora, we're gonna take our time with this one. So signature move can now be canceled from quick attack and flash attack. Let's look at that. Okay, so you were saying as Nnoitora, now you're able to finish off your strings with going into the armor, which is really good. Because now that empowers your next move to have armor on it. If I'm correct, yeah. Yeah. That's good. The patch and a new character, the patch is good. But there are things that definitely needs to come back and get reworked for sure. And the new Ichigo, he's really cool. All right, so we looked at these two. No, we got to look at the Spiritual Pressure move 2. Let's look at that. So now that's gonna be, oh my god, I forgot how much that hurt. But now that's going to be a lot harder to avoid and get out of. So let's see. Let's do this. Actually, let's do 1, 2, 3, and then do it. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So you can backstep out of it, but you have to preemptively be doing that. Otherwise, you may not be able to just mash once it's activated. So let's see. Oh, you can. Wow. So I think 2, 3. Okay, so yeah, that's more so what that's for. If you're in the middle of doing an action, like if you're trying to step in or anything like that, then yeah, you consider yourself toast if they end up popping that, because you're not gonna have enough time to do another action before you get hit. So that's a good change. That's a good buff. All right, Awakened. Exclusive ability. Increase the damage amount of each action when 6 arms are activated. Okay, so for whatever reason in training mode, we weren't able to get the 6 arms activated. But in general, increase the damage amount of each action when the 6 arms are activated, which is ridiculous because he already hits like a truck. Quick attack. Made the startup faster. Adjusted the attack adjustment to extend the reach. Why? I don't understand why. Bro, I told people that Nnoitora was a sleeper. Oh, okay, of the kick. Okay. Okay, so if they extended the range, that means that he should be able to hit from like right here, right? Or right here, maybe? A little bit closer. Yeah. Okay, cool. So when they're extending the range, they mean that you're now going to hit with the visual effect. All right, flash attack follow-up. Shorten the blow away distance. Okay, so if you end up canceling into Sig, you're not gonna be able to do much off of that. Okay, so if you're doing this, gross, gross. But I should be able to backstep out of that. Full. Yeah, you have more than enough time. Yeah, more than enough time. But you F around and backstep and they catch your step going forward. Yeah. Interesting. That's gross. That's gross. Exactly. The problem is if he chases, right, you'd end up reading the backstep. Okay, special flash attack. Adjusted the attack adjustment to extend the reach, shorten the blow away distance. So they're just making sure that he has Oki now off of his options, or better Oki rather. That's nasty. That's nasty work, man. Spiritual Pressure move 1 adjusted the attack adjustment to extend the reach, made the frames to which super armor is applied faster when a block stock is available. That's really good. So he pretty much got the same exact buff as Komomora, to where the super armor is applied faster. Spiritual Pressure move 2, and it's the same exact thing as Spiritual Pressure move 1. Adjusted the attack judgment to extend the reach, made the frames to which super armor is applied faster when a block stock is available. That's really good. All right, but let's look at the special flash attack distance. Wow. Here? No. Is here now. I think right here. Yeah. That's nasty work. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty gross. Doesn't he have this? Let's put this back on here. And we'll do sidestep, this. That's on B&B. That Nnoitoras do. Okay, you can backstep that. But of course you can't challenge it. Maybe try to grab. Nope, you can grab him out of that. But the issue is that if he does jab though, right? He should be able to get jab off a pull. Oh, that's if you combo it. So actually, what if you pull and then go for a meaty, or a reset rather, even though it still would be considered a meaty. All right, let's see. Yeah. Pull. Yep. Okay. I tried jab. Yep. Yep. That's really good. That's really good. Because if they know that they can challenge that unblockable, then you just delay your light to get a strike back. That's really good. So now we're going to look at the adjustment intent. Nnoitora Gelgo's movements are heavy, but once he enters the range, he can get a chance to deal a lot of damage. However, he was easily attacked before approaching from neutral, making it difficult to force his strengths. This adjustment adjusts the attack judgment and blow away distance of each action, making it easier to decide the game from one chance. In addition, the block stock is now canceled by receiving an attack, so it is necessary to look for opportunities more than before to reliably exert the super armor effect. Like, that I understand. That's a good explanation. What did y'all do to Ulquiorra, Yamamoto, and Aizen? And Nell? What? Where did things go wrong? I don't... Alright, so our next two characters are going to be Grimmjow and Porro. So now let's go over Grimmjow. Common, exclusive ability. Increase the acquisition amount of the impulse gauge due to damage received. Change the attack judgment when entering the annihilation state to an unblockable attribute. Enlarge the attack judgment when entering the annihilation state. That is crazy. Flash attack follow-up. Increase the self-inflicted damage amount during the decimation state. Special flash attack. Increase the self-inflicted damage amount during the decimation state. Decrease the guard stun time during the decimation state. Wait. Decrease the guard stun time? So is he no longer plus? Oh no. Signature move normal. Increase the acquisition amount of the impulse gauge. Ooh. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Alright, so let's see how much he gets from receiving damage. Okay. Oh, wow, he actually receives a lot. Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so decimation is when you go into okay, yeah, so decimation is when you manually go into it. Annihilation is when you get put into it and when you're doing the self-charge. Increase the acquisition. Oh shit. Wait. Because he's another charge character. Oh. Oh, baby, hold on. Because he used to gain it so slow. He's not plus after this anymore? Okay, he charges like, oh my god, his movement. I never realized his startup to his dash is so good. What the? That's so good. What the heck? Oh, his stagger step is sick. Whoa. Okay, that's pretty sick. His backdash is kind of lacking. That's sick. Ladder movement, not too bad. Okay. So now he charges like Chad. And it's no, this is like Chad's charge pre-patch. A little bit faster. Interesting. So it seems like already the vibe that I'm getting from this is that they want to encourage players to manually charge versus going into, what's it called, the decimation state. Okay, he can backstep. Okay, that's not bad. Just as long as he can't get grabbed, though. As long as you can't get grabbed. Good. Okay. All right, so he doesn't get the free pressure off of that, but he does get backstep. And how much guard does it do? Let's see. No, backstep works pretty well universally now against Breaker. Yeah, but the primary thing that we're looking for, rather than like just backstepping in general, is more so the attack that is coming from. Because there's some situations to where Breaker will catch you, but an attack won't, just because Breaker comes out faster. Okay, that does little to no guard. I was hoping it would do a little bit more, because that's where some devious pressure could come in. All right, normal state. Special flash attack. Decrease the damage stun time and guard stun time during the annihilation state. Okay. It's funny because we just asked that question, and that was the very next thing. Wait, if they decrease the damage stun time, so he doesn't get like a heavy off of it, does he at least still get normals? I would hope so. Wow. You don't even get normals? But you can grab after. Okay. Okay, it's still your turn. Yeah, it's still your turn. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's still good. The fact that he doesn't get a combo off of it is wild, but at least he gets that. All right, Awaken. Special flash attack, decrease the damage stun time of the annihilation state. Okay, so that means that in awakened form, he's still plus. Bro, his charge looks so sick in this form. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, he's still plus there. That's good. He's still plus there. That's good. Okay. That's good. Because if he wasn't, that was gonna be bad. Okay, so that's everything, but now we have to look at how much damage he takes when going into his decimation state. So I'm looking back over this just so we get the full grasp of things. Increase the egg. Okay, so this was good. That way he goes into annihilation state more. Change the attack judgment when, okay. That's the unblockable. That's the AoE of it. Enlarging it. Flash attack follow-up. Increase the self-inflicted damage. So we still have to see that in decimation. Damage. Decrease the guard stun time. So if they decrease the guard stun time in decimation, that means that he may not be plus during decimation. And signature move, increase the acquisition amount. That's only... Does he have a tilt? Wait, oh, he does have a tilt. It's his reversal. It's his reversal. Yeah, I remember that. It's his DP. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and read the adjustment intent before we look at the decimation. So Grimmjow, Jaeger. I'm reading that as Jaeger Jaquez. My wife's Mexican. I don't want to butcher his last name. I don't know how the hell. I don't know how the hell to say that. I'm not even gonna try. I'd have to hear it. Has the potential to decide the game at once with the explosive power of his unique enhanced state. However, the ability to continue attacking using a special flash attack was too high. This adjustment adjusts the stun time during the annihilation state and decimation state, making it difficult to continue attacking. On the other hand, the increased amount of the impulse gauge due to Jagger Jacks? Okay, Jagger Jacks. Thank you. Let's see. Making it difficult to continue attacking. On the other hand, the increased amount of the impulse gauge due to signature move preparation has increased, making it easier to maintain the annihilation state and fight than before. So when he goes into annihilation state, can you continue charging? Is that a thing? I've never seen that before. No, it just becomes a DP. wait. We gotta put him into this, and then Richie gauge normal. It's not even that bad. Aiki? Does lights? Oh, lights also. I thought it, personally, I thought it was gonna be way worse. And then the other thing too is that I've always seen his decimation state as like a cash out option rather than just using it willy-nilly. So even though the nerf wasn't necessarily warranted in comparison to the buffs that they gave people, again, I thought this was going to be a whole lot worse. I thought that he was about to start chunking with the opponent. But to nerf Grimmjow and make him take more damage, and then have Ulquiorra take less damage, like patches like that doesn't make any sense. Like for them to coexist doesn't make any sense. They should both take more damage. He doesn't tear through yeah, he doesn't tear through red like that. You'd have to get him down a little bit lower. But even Chad they need to be lower before he can kill. Actually, hold on. This would be his route. Go into it. Boom. Only got one bar left. Yeah. Let's see. Because around 55 is where they have to be for what's the name? For Chad. Yeah, he's not doing that. That's not bad. So let's do 53. Okay. And now let's go into Annihilation. It's still the same practically. So they need to be at 52. Oh no, he's in Spirit Drive now. Lord have mercy. Spirit Drive straight chunking, boy. Yeah, he does even less than this. 45. Nah, that's too much. I messed up the combo. I was supposed to, yeah, so I was supposed to go into yellow there. All right, let's see. Pop this. Kill. I was at full health. Yeah, that's a lot of damage for him to be taking. Yeah, you really shouldn't be. Since the vanilla version of the game, in my opinion, I'm like, you really shouldn't be using that state until you're ready to cash out. Otherwise, let's see how much this does in general. That's not bad. Can he kill with it here? Oh, he definitely can. Wow, he can't even kill there. It's pretty nasty work. So, as I was gonna say, let me go ahead and turn on this light real quick. So, as I was going to say, was that the adjustment, well, the nerves and the adjustments that they made to Grimmjow is that I feel as though they wanted to have players utilize his annihilation state more, because the only time that Grimmjow would really go into annihilation was when he was getting beat up, and that's due to his charge really not being anything pre-patch. You would get little to nothing whenever you would hold down the charge. It was literally just aura farming. But now in neutral, right? Does it go down? It doesn't go down, right? So now in neutral, you're able to just charge this. And the reason why it's good to charge this is because anytime your next engagement happens, right? It's a free get off me tool. Well, free. Just because you are able to punish him when he does go into it, depending on which character you're using. But he may be able to ho-ho afterwards. I don't know. Yeah, so the way that I would see it now is for Grimmjows to be charging in neutral. You can punish him for it? Yeah, that's always been a thing. To where you can wait out here, right? Like after he recovers and he ends up going into the annihilation state, then you can press a button right afterwards. At least that's what Mu told me, because I would hit him when I saw that he was about to go into Annihilation. But now that, again, they increased the size, it may be a lot harder for him to get punished outside of zoners. But that would require timing. So the only thing that's coming into mind is like Stark punishing him, right? Like you just throw out a button and then it hits him on that wake up. So yeah, the biggest thing that the biggest way that I'm seeing it is for Grimmjows to be charging this in neutral, right? That way they get exchanges to where they get to get that get out of jail free card. But I don't know the conditions. So I believe the way that you would want to go about fighting Grimmjow is that you would have to knock him away. Yeah, you'd have to knock him away. That way you don't get hit by the unblockable. And you don't have to deal with that. Because the only way that he goes into it, yeah, it's not even a get out of jail free card. Because he continues getting hit just like Aizen. When Aizen has his bar filled and he's about to go into transformation, you can keep on comboing them until they recover. And right when they recover, that's when they go into that next form. But anywho, the biggest point was that they wanted players, I believe, that they wanted players to utilize this meter more and get more usage out of it. That way, if you don't want to be taking a bunch of damage, then you utilize that gauge. That's what that gauge is there for. But on the contrary, that means that they would also have to increase the damage that he does universally. But that also may be tricky because he gets put into it faster now off of his. So even off of that filled up 90%. That filled up 90% of his gauge. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. Wow. So yeah, that means that Grimmjow is going to be entering Annihilation State a whole lot more. Holy crap. Okay. Wow. I didn't even realize that. Okay. So let's see, is his jab 1 still plus? It does not look like it. It's only in that decimation state, I believe. What? His jab 1 isn't plus? I thought it was. What the heck? That is interesting. Yeah, so he may have got, so there's a decent amount of shadow patches. Shadow patches being patches that didn't make it into the patch notes, but they patched it regardless. So if you're saying that Nnoitora gets to block immediately afterwards, 9 times out of 10 they gave, well, hopefully 9 times out of 10 they gave the same treatment to Grimmjow. But yeah, so overall, it seems like the devs wanted his game plan to evolve more around his gauge, since they did nerf his decimation state, but at the cost of his nerf, they pretty much buffed the annihilation state. So I feel as though Grimmjow players saw this and they may not have really played him to really feel him out this patch, to see how he is and how they get to play around the annihilation state more. Yet I definitely feel as though Grim can for sure still work. It's just a change of play style now. I don't think that he got gutted necessarily, especially with seeing how much damage you take during the decimation state. And the decimation state should be a finisher rather than just straight up using it willy-nilly. All right, but now Porro. And how many other characters do we have? Oh, only Porro and no. All right. So for Porro, common, exclusive ability, increase the number of Rokureichu planted by specific actions, decrease the amount of Rokureichu required for special pressure understanding level 2, increase the amount of Rokureichu required for special pressure understanding level 3. Special flash attack, adjusted the combo scaling to make it difficult to extend the combo, decrease the guard's stun time. Signature move, increase the damage amount, adjusted the combo scaling to make it difficult to extend the combo damage. Follow up Ho-Ho, fixing the issue where it would not branch normally due to specific inputs. So they removed the ability to do his extended combo off of his follow up Ho-Ho. So now the full Ho-Ho animation will play out, rather than you being able to cancel it and go right back into another loop. And for the exclusive ability, reading this is now you're going to be able to get your revive, your first revive, a lot faster, and your second revive a bit slower. The special flash attack adjusts the combo scaling. So for both the special flash attack and the signature move, they adjusted it that way you're not doing as much damage as before. So those are nerfs, and decrease the guard stun time. I don't know if he was plus before, but if he was, he is no longer plus. And the awakened state. Special flash attack, various, adjusted the attack judgment to extend the reach. And I believe that is his command grab. This is how you end up taking, right? No, his signature is how you take it. So what is his special flash attack for? Do you just extend your turn? Is that all? But they extended the reach, so let's see how far he reached now. I wonder if... Actually, let's see if you are safe on that, because if you're safe on that, that'd be really good. All right, let's see. Oh wow, it doesn't even continue. And you are not safe. Okay, so it's just meant for punishing. Wait, regular attacks. Oh, that's what the tilt is for. It's for planting. It's for planting the data. Got you. Got you. Okay. I see. All right. So that's more so for whiff punishing, since it is unsafe on block. All right. Fix the issue where branch attacks were not becoming combos on hit. That's good. Spiritual pressure move 1. Spiritual pressure understanding level 2 or higher. Adjusted the combo scaling to make it difficult to extend the combo damage. Okay. So he was receiving a lot of nerfs, specifically to his damage. Here on move 1, increase the effect duration when destroying the Achilles tendon, humerus, and lungs with Teatro de pt.3. Hakugeki adjusted the attack judgment to extend the reach. So his red attack has an extended reach. Okay. Interesting. I was not expecting Porro to get nerfs. That is so weird. Okay, Porro brings the battle into a long-term fight using a special unique specification and aims to gradually build up the battle situation and win by perseverance. However, it was difficult to raise the spiritual pressure understanding level, and even if it was raised, the benefits were small. This adjustment makes it easier to transition to spiritual pressure understanding level 2, where some actions are strengthened during awakening. Increase the chances to turn to attack. Increasing the chances to turn to attack. In addition, the benefits of destroying the correct organs with awakened move 1 Teatro de Tetere have increased. And the appearance rate of the heart also increases if the spiritual pressure understanding level reaches 3. So you can change the battle plan depending on whether you aim for a one-shot reversal with Kikamu or steadily aim for soul destruction. Okay, that is actually really good. So I wonder how many times would it take us to get what's it called? Oh yeah, such a long light string. So yeah, I wonder how long it would take us to get a heart or better organs. We better put that to the test. Yeah, it's interesting that Porro got nerfed this patch. Very interesting. Outside of getting their revive faster. Okay, so as I said, last but not least, we do have Nell. Common, flash attack, increases stun time. So we'll look at these one by one. And so increases stun time means that she recovers slower now from this right here. This being arguably her best button. I wouldn't even say arguably, it is her best button. Because she can stand right here and poke you. Or right here, rather. Oh, right here. Cool. So this range right here is really nasty for her. That's why it's her best button. But now, if you whiff it, so we're gonna test it. She's going to whiff and just keep on holding on block. And we're gonna be here. And so if you're able to react to it, now you're able to properly dash up and get a punish in. So let's see if we block it. You can punish it. Let's try to block that max range. Nope. 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 But if they do it too close, oh yeah. So if I'm in Awakened, actually, that was a common change, right? Was it a common change? That was a common change. So let's put them both in Awaken. Oh, that's some guard stun to it. Wow. Yeah, that's nasty. That's huge. But the thing is that realistically, you're not going to just do one heavy on block. But if you end up doing one heavy and you don't follow up with light for whatever reason, as in doing the OS, to where if you're in neutral, you should be pressing light afterwards. That way, if you do end up hitting them on block or actually hitting them directly, then you're always going to get that light follow-up. But for whatever reason, if you don't, and they guard it and you don't do a follow-up, well, you can now get properly punished. But also, if you are in neutral and you miss this right here, and they're able to react to it properly, then you can get a proper punish. But that would be a very, very niche case of that happening, to where I don't think that that is too wild. But yeah, it's still good nonetheless. So flash attack follow-up when using a chase stock, increase the damage amount. Why? Is because they love underboob goat woman. Oh, and we didn't even read that. In her awakened state, she gains her meter 10 times faster. Why? They love underboob goat woman. So now, whenever you're doing, whenever you're using a chase stock to do the Cero follow-up, you now do increased damage on that follow-up for whatever reason. Actually, we know the reason, because why? Everybody loves underboob goat woman. That's why. All right. So, spiritual pressure move 2, decrease the damage amount when activated with 2 or fewer chase stocks. So what this means is that her BNB, right, using the heavy into yellow into EX2 now does less damage. So this Dash up forward into EX2. This arrow does less damage now, but she can still follow up. And she still gets amazing damage, so... yeah. I don't know if it's going to take you to red. I don't think so. Let's see. Actually... okay, no, not that. Will we end up doing EX1? I can't remember. And didn't her EX1 get buffed as well? Let's see. Awaken, signature move, decrease the stun time. So she recovers faster when doing her charge now, and made the gauge recovery speed during charge faster, as we saw. She didn't need that. Spiritual Pressure Move 1, increase the damage amount. Yeah, so they decreased the damage amount of her Spiritual Pressure Move 2, but they increased the Spiritual Pressure Move 1. So we're going to do EX1, follow up, dash forward, here, dash up. We should still get our follow up. All right, cool. So she doesn't take you to red with that anymore, and she does, I believe, a little bit more damage than Halibel does in her enhanced state. But we have to get to the enhanced state. All right, let's see. Boom. Yellow. Boom, boom, boom. And granted, she's in sublimation right now, so I believe you take less damage, but yeah. So Nell still does more damage than Halibel. Let's see. We're gonna do this here, put them both into sublimation, and now let's test the combo. Yeah, so actually it's the same damage. Yep. So she does more. And yeah, but they're around the same range. And yeah. So the best change here is just that her EX2 doesn't do as much anymore. And of course, once you hit the critical zone in your Reishi, being like the red Reishi, then you will have like increased defense there. So yeah, everything else, don't know why they did. But let's go ahead and look at the adjustment intent. Nelliel is easy to gain an advantage in neutral using actions with excellent reach and the expandability of combos using chase stock. However, it took time to fully acquire chase stock. This adjustment adjusts the charge speed and stun time of signature move pursuit preparation, making it easier to charge in small increments, making it easier to fight without being bound by the opponent's movements. That doesn't make any sense because every single time you would knock somebody back using your Keycon move, then you were able to get some charges in, especially since Nell players would use their charge to bait people in because you don't want her to get charges. But now she's pretty much able to get her charges for free, and now she's able to play more aggro. The best thing outside of her EX2 being nerfed and damaged that can come out of this is that now Nell players have more of an incentive to fight you rather than always trying to kite. But just like I said with base Ichigo, was that the old playstyle of base Ichigo and base Nell is still there. You just added more onto it. So yes, Nell players can fully get their charge, and now they can chase you down in order to utilize their chase stocks. But why? If they still have really good range, why would you change your playstyle if you don't have to? So now not only do you get your charge faster, now you're still able to kite and be fully stocked up and still outrange people with, you know, proper pokes and things like that. So Yeah, but anywho, we have now covered all of the characters, all of the adjustments and things like that. So I would love it to hear what you guys think about the patch and which characters are you playing, which characters are you no longer playing, and which changes would you guys like to see right now or in the near future. I believe that the patch is really good for what it is. I do like the changes that they made to some characters, and I feel as though it's definitely a step in the right direction. It's just a means of continuing to patch the game, continuing to support the game, and, you know, ironing out the adjustments that didn't need to be made. And definitely we need a lot more quality of life things. Things to change in the training mode, things to change within ranked, being able to choose like the yellow bar, because right now you can only do good and great, in which case I assume that good would be yellow bar, but anytime I do good, no yellow bars pop up. So I think that good is still green and then great is fully green. I don't know. Especially the leaderboards as well, being able to properly select your character like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, rather than having to keep on pressing next page, wait, next page, connecting the network, next page, like I don't like that. Or just being able to properly look at your rank with your character from your character card. So there's a lot of quality of life changes to be made. A really big one is having multiple people within a lobby, especially if they're able to make it to where multiple people can fight within a lobby. As in, you can have like 10 people in a lobby, but then have everybody running their own set. That way people can rotate out whenever they want to. That'd be really cool. So as long as the game continues getting proper love and things like that, I definitely think that the game can thrive. As I've said plenty of times, it's personally my favorite arena fighter. If you still consider this an arena fighter, I believe it's still considered an arena fighter. I think it's the best one. It doesn't do the storm formula, and it actually does its own thing. So I like that a lot. So definitely let me know what you guys think about the patch in the comment section below. And for chat, everybody that's right here, I appreciate y'all coming through and giving your thoughts, and also helping me out with understanding what things actually changed and happened with your respective characters that you guys know about, or just know about the characters in general and hanging out and things like that. So nevertheless, if you guys want to hang out over here on Twitch, then definitely head over to twitch.tv/METSURJKEN and also join up in the Discord server. That way you guys know when I go live and hang out with all these lovely people, including myself. Everything is in the description below. Y'all take it easy.